Thank you. We will now expand on the SYSPRO Quality Management module. In last month's call, Roger had spoken about an upcoming capability, quality management inspections. Today, I would like to demonstrate a practical example of this capability in action. But first, a quick reminder of what you can look forward to in the 2023 release. Quality management is the act of overseeing all activities and tasks that must be accomplished to maintain a desired level of excellence. In order to address this need amongst our customers, we will be introducing a fully fledged quality management module in SYSPRO V8 2023. The module will consist of recall management, which was first launched in SYSPRO V8 2019 R1, customer complaints, which was introduced in SYSPRO V8 2019 R2, and the upcoming inspections module. For mid-sized businesses looking to improve standards of quality control throughout the manufacturing process, the inspections capability within SYSPRO Quality Management module offers the organization the ability to quickly and effectively inspect and improve quality at each process throughout the supply chain. Best of all, customers can analyze data with the embedded analytics module as a holistic solution. So with that, let's see it in action. Let's look at an example. The company, Amazing Memories, is a picture frame manufacturer who manufactures a wide range of wooden picture frames. The production manager and quality manager have over the years noticed common issues with wood planks, their raw material. Issues they need their warehouse receiving team to look out for during inspection as the goods arrive at the warehouse. They have trained the teams on specific common issues and provided paper-based tools. Although somewhat effective, it seems certain things are overlooked at times, and the manual nature of these processes are just not good enough and failing them. The quality manager raised this as a serious concern. There are too many issues cropping up during manufacturing, causing the business serious strain, with late deliveries caused by rework. Costs are rising, and the production team's capacity is being used for rework, causing bottlenecks and throughput issues. Not a good situation. The quality manager decided to consult SYSPRO for a solution to their problem, for help transforming their manual process to a digital process, to increase control over quality and the processes that goes along with it. The SYSPRO team advised that they need to consider implementing their new quality management module to help them regain control over quality and assisted with the implementation. And so the digital transformation of their quality management started with SYSPRO. The SYSPRO team assisted the quality manager in identifying the common issues they find and noticed that there are common issues across suppliers and some unique issues relating to specific suppliers. These were then detailed in preparation for the configuration of the quality tests in SYSPRO. The common issues: damp wood. So damp wood causes issues with wood expanding during storage. They identified this as a critical issue. Damp wood should never be accepted, and any damp wood found must reject the entire delivery. Common issues found with supplier Hudd & Sons, a local supplier. So we found holes in planks. Holes in planks can cause issues, but is not as serious as damp wood. Some holes are acceptable. The team identified holes in planks as a minor issue. Common issues found with supplier Lignia Sawmill, a foreign supplier. Dimension issues. So incorrect dimensions are supplied at times. And although some deviation is acceptable, there are certain tolerances, and anything outside these tolerances can cause issues. The planks can be reworked at times, but this should be kept to a minimum. The team identified dimension issues as major. Some planks can deviate, but many deviations found in a test sample must not be accepted. With this detail documented, The quality manager proceeded to configure the SYSPRO quality management module by setting up the quality test using the detail above and assign inspectors to test who will be responsible for carrying out the tests at the receiving warehouse. Let me illustrate this solution in a demo. Our first step to assist our customer, Amazing Memories, is to design and set up the quality tests that will be used by the receiving warehouse. From our discussions with Amazing Memories, we know that we need to test for damp wood as a common issue across suppliers. We need to test for holes in planks for supplier Hud & Sons, and finally we need to test dimensions when receiving planks from Lignia Sawmill. We use the inspection test design program to set up and configure our tests. Let's start with Hud & Sons. So first we need to give our test a name. I will use a combination of our stock code and supplier name. We need to design our test form, and here we add the fields that will be prompted during the inspection test. So we need to ensure that there are no holes in planks. This will be a checkbox field. And we need to ensure that our wood is dry. So once our fields have been added, we need to save and configure them. So in our discussions with Amazing Memories, we noted that holes in planks is a minor issue for the customer. However, wet wood is a critical issue. So we will leave this as critical and save. Next, let's set up our test for Lignia Sawmill. So I will use a combination of the stock code and supplier name again. And we will design our test form. So again, we need to ensure that wood is dry. So we'll use a checkbox. And we need to test dimensions when receiving planks from Lignia Sawmill. So our field type will be numeric. And let's save our fields. So next we need to configure our fields, remembering that wet wood was considered critical, so we will leave as critical. And dimensions was noted as a major issue, so we will change to major and set up our numeric tolerance. So Amazing Memories provided that the numeric target must be 3. The upper tolerance value must be 3.2 and the lower tolerance value 2.8. Our next step is to configure the acceptance quality limit. Here the quality manager will use the ISO 2859-1 standard to configure the AQL level per stock code. For our wood planks, we will use an inspection level of General Level 2. for our stock code timber plank. And we will set up our different levels for critical, major, and minor. We then move on to link the test we created to the applicable stock code and suppliers. So using the inspection level review program, we are able to add levels for our stock code. Start our review. We'll add a level for process PO inspection, our raw material warehouse, our timber plank stock code, and for our supplier Hud & Sons. So here we will select a sample basis of sample quantity, and I will disable the full test required so our inspector won't need to complete the entire test if it were to fail or pass early. And we can assign a default inspector. So once our level is added, we can link the specific test and save. Okay, let's quickly add our test for Lignia & Sons. Process PO inspection, warehouse raw material, our timber plank, and this time for supplier Lignia sawmill. And let's link our test. And that concludes our setup and configuration. Now let's see our tests in action. We received note that the receiving warehouse have just unloaded deliveries from both Hud & Sons and Lignia sawmill ready for the inspection tests. So using our inspection dashboard, let's have a look at the status of our tests. Our stock code timber plank. And as we can see, there are currently two outstanding tests, GRN 328 and 329. So GRN 328, we can see that we received a quantity of 10, currently in inspection, and our resulting sample quantity of 3. So the tests at the bottom have not started, and we can see that they are linked to the test we created for Hud & Son. Similarly, for GRN 329, we can see that our tests are linked to the test we created for Lignia sawmill. So let's process a test for each supplier and come back to our dashboard to review the updated status. So we conduct our test using the inspection test queue, where we review all the open and outstanding tests and assign to inspectors. So we will be looking at purchase order inspections for stock code, timber plank, okay, we can see that we have 6 tests outstanding in total, 34328 and 34329. Let's capture our test results for this one. So we can confirm that there were no holes in the planks, but unfortunately the wood was damp and I cannot tick that the wood is dry. Submit. And you'll note that all 3 out tests have disappeared. So the full test failed due to our configuration of the field wood is dry as a critical test. So let's move on to our next purchase order and post our results. So here we note that the wood is dry and our dimensions tested as 3. And our next plank, we can confirm that the wood is dry and the dimensions was 2.9. And for our final plank within the sample, we can again confirm that the wood is dry and our dimension was 3. So let's jump back into our inspection dashboard and review the updated status. So our stock code timber plank. We can see that one test is in progress as we have not confirmed the results. But here we can see the test and results that we captured for supplier Ligmia Sawmill. If we click on the display test button, we will see that we confirmed wood is dry. And for our first plank, we recorded dimension of 3. And for our test for Hud & Son, we need to include completed. And here we can see that our inspection status failed due to the is wood is dry test that we failed on the first plank. And if we display the test, we can see we found no holes in plank, but the wood was not dry. And with that, our customer Amazing Memories have digitally transformed their once manual process into a digitally controlled quality process using SYSPRO's quality management module.